Alright, let me give you a quick tour of how service container works. What are the essential methods that we'll need while learning about design patterns. Let's see this example. So whenever we inject some class via constructor, Laravel service container will inject this class and it's all dependencies of this class for us. All right, so there are two ways to create classes, right? Let's see. Here you can create new class using this new keyword, or you can directly inject into your controller's constructor. So whenever you inject like this in controller, the service container injects this class. In this case, this is the simple creating new class, no service container. That's one thing. So what are the advantages of using service container? So Laravel in many places it already uses service containers dependency injection like this. You might have seen the request class getting injected. So behind the scenes, a lot of services are used to get us all the request variable that is all hidden behind the scenes. So this is one example of dependency injection. So I highly recommend you read this documentation. So another thing that we need to know about these binding basics. So there is one way to bind class. Let's say you can do like this, app bound. Let's go into app service provider. So in this provider, let's say you want to bind some class to something. You can use via this app, using app, and this app, same thing, bind, and here you have like Stripe. So in your controller you might be using this payment contract instead of Stripe payment service, which is example of dependency inversion in Solid. So you should always use this contract class wherever you need the functionality related to payment gateway and anything, whether it can be in controller, routes, anywhere, and you come to this app service provider and just bind whatever you need. Let's say in future you don't want to use Stripe, you want to use like PayPal, then you can just come here and swap this with PayPal service class. All right, so you don't need to change anywhere in code, just come here, change it, just implement that contract, everything will be good to go. So this is the powerful feature of. So another one is this singleton. So we'll learn about this singleton pattern in a bit. So this is just a way to tell Laravel that we only need one instance, do not new of this class every time you resolve. So using this will create new instance of this class every time we need it. Using singleton instead, we'll only create one once whenever we call this. All right, this is the difference. And last one I want to talk about is another method, instance. So how different is this instances? Let's copy this example. Let's say we have like this. So we already have one service, we new up that service using traditional object creation and then pass in whatever we need, and then using Laravel service container we bind this class to already existing service class or already existing object. So we need, when you have existing object that you want to bind, you will use instance method, otherwise you just use bind and singleton most of the cases. So just know these methods exist. We will use this in our upcoming videos where we explain about other topics. So I think that is it about service container. If you know these concepts, that's it. So types of design pattern, I will call it DP in short. Alright, so these are broad category of design patterns. Alright, there are different creational patterns that are useful, very useful, that Laravel already use them. Are one is factory pattern, singleton, And third, we have builder pattern. Alright, so first let's jump into factory pattern. So again, take example of this payment gateway, and we have, let's say, different strategies. We have this class, let's say we have this class like payment gateway factory, and there is a static method called create, and we will pass it some string here, and out of this string it will resolve, it will create any class. So remember single responsibility principle. This class, the only responsibility of this class is to create new payment gateway object. How it will do is it will accept this, and then if it is stripe, then it will give us a stripe, and otherwise this. All right, a factory create, that's it, and we'll provide which object we want to create, stripe, and we'll use this class. All right, so this is the factory pattern. Example of singleton pattern. Let's say you are using some third-party API, whether it can be OpenAI, Google APIs, Google Calendar, whatever. So in that class, you need API client, API secret, or anything, and you are simulating any, you are doing any expensive service. So in case of Google Calendar, that might be initializing a new project for you, or any embeddings or anything that needs some computation while initializing that class. All right, in that case you don't want to instantiate that class as many time as you need that. Let's say you need this class from your controller, from any other service class, or in your command class, wherever you need this. You don't want to create a new instance of this class every time you need that class. So in order to have only one instance throughout your application, you will achieve that via singleton method. How do we do that? So here in service provider, inside register method, we will call singleton, and whenever someone needs that class, let's say third party. So let's say we need third-party API client, and what we'll do is we'll instantiate it with all our secret key and whatever configuration needed here, and it will have only one instance. Let's say let's go to our code, and let's create some instance of this class. Let's say client1, resolve some third-party client, resolve some third-party API client. By the way, this is same as calling app, which will help us resolve that class from service container. And so when you call this first time, it will call this class and create a new instance with all the config variable. And whenever you call it second time, it won't new up this time. It will return same instance that has been created while doing this. So another one is builder pattern. So you might have already seen in Laravel query builder. If you are building any complex object where different steps are needed, let's say you do where, you do get, you might do take few items, all right, take 5, or do order by something, or you can do latest. You get the idea. So whenever you feel need while creating object, you need multiple steps or multiple configurations while creating that object, you use this builder pattern. All right. Okay, now that we know what is builder pattern, let's learn how to implement this pattern. Let me give you a simple example of, let's say we have this simple report that we are creating. We have this simple report class where a report needs to be generated with title, content, and footer. There might be a few other configuration. Let's take this as an example. And you can implement a report interface and make sure that this method is mandatory. Right now, to make it simple, we will not implement any interface for now, but remember there is interface which got this generate method. Now in order to build this, we will use another class called report builder. All right, so that report builder class will help us build this report step by step, like we built the query object. So how do we do that? We will define another class. This is our report class, this is our report builder class. All right, so this builder class will also implement some interface just to make sure that these methods exist. So for now I will skip this implements interface. Just remember these are the methods in report builder interface. And so let's take a look at each method. So in order to build report, we need to have title. All right, so how title will be constructed? Set title, we will provide title, and then we will assign that title to this property, and then return this. So this is important. So after you return this, you can chain another method in this class, because this class is report builder itself, right? And you can call another method when you use this. And similarly you can set footer and set content, and then finally you have build method. So this method will actually build the simple report class with all these titles. So the work of these method is just to get the data from user, so that it can build this class by providing all the constructor parameter, which is simple class instantiation with all these parameters. All right, and how you use this? So wherever you need to build report, you will first create a, let's say you use this builder and instantiate first the new class of report builder, and then you will do, we will say, let's say report builder build. You can just simply say report builder build and it will build. But before building that, what we need to do, we need to provide all the information like set title, and similarly, and whenever you call this method, it will set this to this parameter and then return this, and then you call this, and finally you will call the build method, which will create our simple report. So this is the report object. So this is the how simply you can build a builder. All right, so this is all about creational design patterns.